So I really like the guitar melody in the beginning and the constant return of that guitar. Hello there everybody, this is Getty92 coming at you with a new video of Wash, and I'm going to speed up the intros because I thought from yesterday's video with Driven I talked too much right at the beginning, and we have to talk always about the songs at the end of every kind of reaction thing that we're going through. So therefore I have a new song for you guys today, which is called Time in Motion, and I actually listened to the very first 3 or 4 seconds of the song because I have to get a feeling if the song is loud enough for you guys, and I think this will be a hard rock one, and I'm looking forward to that because I'm from Blues Traveler originally. Blues Traveler is my secret place where I always can escape in any kind of music way, and therefore if this is going to be like a down 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 song, I would be really glad. So let's just don't talk, let's listen to some music, and therefore Time in Motion by Wash. I'm not sure, but that kind of guitar intro right there in the beginning, it kind of reminds me of some other Wash song that I've heard before. I'm not sure if we had done a reaction video to it before, but the beginning sounds very much like something that I've already heard in Wash. Is that some real orchestra there in the background, or is that kind of like a synthy thing there? I'm not sure, but it sounds very unusual to me. In terms of daily doing Wash reaction videos, it really sounds unnatural. I'm not sure if it sounds unnatural in a good or negative way. I still have to figure out.
Relations
How many guitars are in there? Alright, Time in Motion by Wash. We have to talk about this one for a bit. So I really like the guitar melody in the beginning and the constant return of that guitar. And I would really ask here the honest question, how many guitars are in there? It seems like there are at least 3 or 4 guitars in there. And I don't specifically mean it with the different guitar sound. It's obvious that when you finish one part on the guitar, that the second part that follows there really needs to sound a bit different there. So I don't mean this, but I mean when, for example, a verse is played, there is not only one guitar. There are like 2 or 3 guitars at least. As listening via headphones, I think. I could be wrong. I could be dumb this morning where I'm recording this, but I think there are multiple guitars in there. And I really appreciate this from a melodic standpoint, that so many guitars are put in there. The other thing that kind of wondered me, I told it already in the song, that there was kind of like an orchestra stuff in there in the background, which I think is not a synthesized thing. I think these were real, but I could be wrong too. It was way too low to fully enjoy and listen to what was going on there. And this is a thing that I always kind of have a problem with, the kind of mixing and mastering stuff, which from Wash songs, which ended up in the way that we are going to listen to the songs. I don't know, these are only 3 guys in a band, and it should be really natural that you can clearly hear any instrument in any song or in every song, very clear. But what always strikes me, and I told this before with the version that we've heard of Far Cry, which was actually one of the very first things we did. It was the 4th song that we did. Which always kind of like distracted me, is that the studio versions in most of the cases, and it doesn't necessarily have to do something with the era when they recorded a specific song. This could reach from the 70s over the 80s, 90s, and even the thing with Clockwork Angels. There were some songs on that record which I think that are really like mixed in a way where it always could have been made better. You know what I mean? Not in a way that the music is shitty or the lyrics were shitty, in a way that how we listen to a certain song and how the mix was done. And in most cases, it kind of like feels with the Wash music that was put out, at least on studio records, it kind of felt like to me, there's always this kind of like not a muddy sound, that is the wrong word for that, but you can't always hear in Wash songs the parts that are clear, that should sound clear. There's always kind of like a limiter to that. On almost every Wash song that I've heard so far, and it doesn't have something to do with the era, to say it again, doesn't matter if it was recorded in 1974, which I think the first record, and I said this a few episodes ago, it's an amazing record in terms of how it was recorded. You can listen and hear every instrument very clearly and very good. That is a really well produced record there, the first one. And after a certain time, when Wash seemed to get a bit more into the harder alternative kind of music that they were doing, not only necessary with the synthesizer stuff, you can hear that especially on the Test for Echo thing, where a lot of more guitar was involved. It always sounded like I might could have done a better mix of Wash songs. And I'm not a studio guy in any way. You've heard the EP that I released last week, and if you haven't, you better do. At least 31 seconds. I told you before, this would make me proud personally to have a certain fan base according to Spotify in Canada and the United States of America. But I'm not good at mixing and mastering songs, but I know the difference if I listen to a certain song, if the mix is done good or if the mix is done average, not bad, average, an average mix. And in most cases, and like on this one, on Time and Motion, I feel that the mix could have done way better. To be completely honest, the music is great actually. I really enjoy the music, and I really love Far Cry. I told you before, this is in my top 10 playlist right now. It could change. We still have over 130, 140 songs to do. This could change. But as much as I love Far Cry, I would have be glad to have the opportunity to get the original, all of the original Wash music to some kind of modern studio or real rock studio, to send it at least to some guys that could remaster them, but not only in the way to remaster only one sound file in terms of this is a song, it's only one sound file, you can't edit the drums, you can't edit the bass or the guitar. This never made any sense to me, you know. And I'm going to rant here a bit, and if you bear with me, you will understand what I mean. There always have been kind of like remastered stuff, for example, from Frank Sinatra or Ray Charles. Every few years there will be a new remastered album of Ray Charles or Frank Sinatra coming out, and they will always say, oh yeah, this sounds way better than the original recording, which is total crap, which is wrong on so many levels. On seen as a music guy here, as a musician here, it doesn't make sense to remaster a sound file or a sound where you can't edit the bass, where you can't edit the vocals, where you just can edit in general the song to make it really easy for you guys if you're not into music business. What you can basically do with a sound file that is only the song, you can basically just turn the music, the volume up. You can make it louder. You can at least do a little of equalization, but this will affect the whole song. This won't affect only the guitar. For example, if I have a sound file there and I'm going to put it in a music program, and it's just one file there, and I say to myself, well, this song needs a little bit more of bass. If you listen to it over headphones, you know there's some kind of bass that is missing there. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to modify the sound file to edit more bass, but this will affect the whole sound. This won't only affect the bass that is actually played on that song. This will give more bass to the guitar. This will give more bass to the vocals, and this will obviously give more bass to the bass, to the drums, which is total crap. Like I said before, to do a remastered thing about stuff where you don't have access to the original separate files of each song, and therefore maybe in a few years there will be like 2112, like the 50 years edition remastered, stuff like that. Maybe it's coming out. I'm sure this will be out someday. And they probably do a remaster as well. But what they will probably do there is just taking every song and edit some stuff in there which doesn't benefit the song. So I just talked way too much about the music industry and how I would do it. So basically, I really appreciate Time and Motion. I think if I'm going to listen to a live version of Time and Motion, and Rush live music has always been better than the studio version, there I admit it, I have to say it, I'm sorry. If I listen to a live version of Time and Motion, this will probably sound, only for the sound of how it sounds, will sound way better and way brighter than on the studio version. So I like Time and Motion, nothing bad about it, but I rather stick to a live version, I guess. So see you guys tomorrow with a new song called Open Secrets. Haven't heard this one, I think. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye.